Hey, well, I definitely think that colorism exists in the black community. My personal experience, of course, so I'm lighter skin, so it's this light skin versus dark skin thing. And I don't know like when it actually started to where like people like actually said it, but I know when I was like, I think 12 years old, I went to a new school, and me being light skinned, I wasn't very aware like of like not the difference between light and dark, but I never just like saw it to where it was something that could be like a reason why people wouldn't like me. So I go to a new school and it was predominantly black, and there's a lot of darker skinned girls, but I didn't like take it as to, be something to where it was just like a big difference, but for some reason they just really didn't like me. And I didn't even know why it wasn't till like why they didn't like me till like a couple of years later. And my best friend, who I became friends with, and she was a light skin too, and she told me that was literally the reason. And I was like, I really don't understand why someone wouldn't like, especially like within like one community, why they would feel that way. And I was like, I feel like we could be friends. I don't understand why. So that was just my experience, and I think like as when it comes to colorism, I think you just really need to be aware. I'm aware of the fact that whenever I go to like interviews or just like surface level, I'm gonna get looked at differently from a dark skinned girl, because I've seen or I've heard how like even guys talk about like dark skinned girls or darker skinned women. I don't agree with it like at all. I just think everybody should love themselves, and within my family, I'm like the lightest skin, so I have the lightest skin tone. Everyone else, I have 3 sisters and 1 brother. 3 of my sisters, they're darker. My brother's like the darkest. They're probably like in between, so like caramel. But literally no one knew that I was their sister, and when we were going to high school together, till I was about to graduate. So and I'm always like getting like made fun of, like, oh, you're white, or oh, your mom must have did something with the mailman, But I think it's just being a different skin tone. It didn't really make me feel like an outsider. It was just like, I don't know why, but that just happens. Like, we have the same mom and the same dad, so I don't know why that happened. I have a theory of why, like, within the black community, we feel this way. I think everything, first of all, for me, everything like goes back into history and goes back to slavery. So whenever you would have like field slaves, the people that would be outside 24 hours a day, well, not literally 24 hours, but basically 24 hours. And then you would have the light skins that were the house slaves. And of course, like, it's going to create some type of divide, and that was actually would work to the slave owners' advantage, because it's like we don't want them to get along, because then they're going to try and like overthrow us. So I think it really did stem from that, because if somebody is getting privilege just because they are lighter skin, then of course that's going to create some type of conflict. And then like in general, like now I think just because from history we know that the whiter you are, or not, I don't want to say the whiter you are, but like the closer you are to white, then it's just going to be looked at differently, because white people have had an advantage since the beginning of time. So I mean it's all about like being aware. I think the biggest thing is being aware. I'm aware that I am looked at differently, and the only thing that I can do, I think, is talk about it and just, I guess, fight for the cause of, against colorism. That's my take on it.